Before we get into our Week 3 preview, I've got a favor to ask of everyone watching. Go over to our Steelers Talk channel here at Chat Sports, looks like this, and spam FPIT on the most recent or any video that you would like. It will go a long way for me. I sit next and across to our Steelers guys here at Chat Sports, and if you maybe too work with some Steelers fans and you cannot stand everything they say about the Steelers, go over to our Steelers Talk channel by Chat Sports and just beat them to death with FPITs. NFL Week 3 is almost here. Let's put Week 2 behind us. We're on to Pittsburgh, right? Now, quick disclosure, behind-the-scenes stuff here. Can't work on Wednesday when this video is going out, so we're taping this late Tuesday night. If an injury update change, just bear with me here. But let's get into the latest injury report. Joel Bitonio and Myles Garrett, two names that jump out here as questionable guys for Thursday night. On a short week, doesn't help them. Stefanski on Tuesday's press conference would not say one way or another if they would be good to go. I can tell you that Clowney, Winovich, and Jesse James, they are not playing this Thursday against the Steelers. Winovich and James going on IR, and Clowney was ruled out at the early part of this week here. But Garrett, I pray he's able to go because I want him to get the Browns sack record against the Steelers and beat Pittsburgh here. I'm already fired up about this game. I cannot wait for Browns-Steelers Thursday Night Football. So with that, I've got my keys to victory for the Browns. I like to have a little bit fun with this segment every week. First one, pretty obvious thing here, communication. It's a shame we've gotten to this point, but we have to go back to the basics right now and communicate here, because that has been a huge issue for this Cleveland Browns secondary. And maybe it starts with only having one voice in the room. Might there be too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Denzel Ward saying that it might be something worth trying to have the same guy wear the green dot and not have it change as personnel changes. The green dot is the player who relays the call from Joe Woods to the other 10 players on defense. Right now, that's Anthony Walker, but we know Woods likes to get creative with his linebacker set, so I think communication is absolutely a must-have in this game. And to be frankly honest with you, this is the NFL. This is the National Football League. If major improvements are not made in this game, changes have to be made. Changes should already be made right now. The thing is, it's a terminology difference. Changes versus adjustments, right? Adjustments are must every weekend and week out. Changes, though, if there are no improvements in the secondary, that is when jobs have to be changed and personnel has to be changed. Because if the current group cannot get it done, get someone in there that can get it done. I'm fired up. Next key to victory here. Ditch the zone, Joe. Joe Woods, talking to you. I heard from good intel in Berea that Stefanski plays every Browns report before every meeting. Probably not. Maybe it's worth trying, though. But the zone defense, the Swiss cheese zone defense, it ain't working. So stop asking. Right? It is the Nick Saban. You got to find something else because this current path is not going to get it done. Opposing quarterbacks, this is my napkin math here. Did it myself. No big deal. Joe Flacco and Baker Mayfield in the fourth quarter through the first 2 weeks. 13 for 18, 263 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The Browns simply have to be better in the fourth quarter because this is 2 straight weeks where the Browns have a lead and their prevent defense is not helping. It's just letting teams back into the game. Time to step down and put your foot on their neck, Joe. Now, here's the thing about the Steelers. Their wide receivers have been kind of cheeks this year. It's only been 2 weeks, so it's a small sample size. Deontay Johnson, he's the best guy in this room. We know this. Chase Claypool, I think he's wildly overrated. George Pickens, I wanted him to be in brown and orange back in April, so he's been quiet so far in Pittsburgh. If you've got a Steelers friend in your circle or maybe a family member, they're going to tell you 2 things about Pittsburgh Steelers so far. Matt Canada sucks at OC and get George Pickens the ball more. Hopefully that does not continue or hopefully the Browns are not the team that breaks that streak. You know what I'm trying to say. Key number 3. Overload one read Mitch. So Mitch Trubisky, handful of time quarterback for the Chicago Bears. Now, of course, with the Steelers, he's got some shortcomings. And one of them is he's not very good at reading defenses. When defensive coordinators throw different looks at him, what does that mean exactly? I think people love to say that, but never actually, expand on it. What I mean is have 5 guys come up to the line of scrimmage and then drop 2 back in coverage. Because Mitch is going to see 5, and he's going to think pressure, as you naturally would. He's seeing the blitz. He's seeing 5 or 6 guys up there. Then, pull a stunt. Have 3 drop back in a zone. Because when Mitch sees 6, and he gets the snap, he's thinking, I've got pressure. I've got to get this football out quickly, and I know I have Johnson coming across the middle on a slant. Well, that's when interceptions happen. That is Trubisky's shortcomings. When he has to work off his primary read and he has to read a defense more than a second grade level for a reading comprehension, he's going to have issues. Trubisky so far this season, he's been Trubisky. 60% completion, 362 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. He hasn't really won them many games. Well, he's only played in 2, but he hasn't really been the issue so far. He's been sort of what you expected him to look like. A little bit like Jacoby Brissett, in my opinion. 2 stopgap quarterbacks. The issue is Brissett's only for 11 games. Trubisky, they don't know, outside of maybe Kenny Pickett, what they want to do long term. Now, who do you got in this one here? I want to see a whole lot of CLEs down in the comments. If you got the Browns on Thursday night, spam the comment section. No Pitts unless there's an F coming before it. F Pitt. Let's go Browns, baby. All right, key number 4 to victory here. Continue to feed Chunt. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. This has been my key to victory for 3 straight weeks now, and it will continue to be my key to victory. Don't overthink it. They are very good. This is the best running back duo in the NFL. And Nick Chubb with 3 touchdowns at the top of the leaderboard. 228 yards on the ground already. That thunder and lightning. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? You don't need to be a rocket scientist. You frankly don't even have to really watch or cover the Browns to know probably a good idea to run the football a whole lot with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and Jacoby Brissett at QB. If you hate the Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way, which I am assuming we all do here, then you better subscribe because this is the Browns YouTube community you want to be a part of. This is a great little Brown social circle. It's not even little anymore. We're up to 12,000 plus in subscribers. Join the family if you haven't already and spam F Pitt in the comments section. My 5th and final key to victory, Jacoby Brissett. Don't overdo it. I'm not saying be super timid with the football and never look past 5 yards down the field. But you have done a great job so far of protecting the football. Don't decide this week is the week where you want to go a full West Coast air raid offense and just keep throwing deep balls because the Steelers' defense, specifically their secondary, has had a very strong start to the season, all right? Brissett, thus far, has been, I think, what we all expected. I didn't have super high expectations for him, and if you did, a little bit shame on you here, okay? Jacoby Brissett, though, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. The Steelers' defense, meanwhile, they have been the Pittsburgh Steelers' defense, okay? 18.5 points per game, 5 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. They feasted on Joe Burrow week 1. He clearly was not close to being ready to go. I mean, he missed all preseason with an injury, get that appendectomy, whatever it was, but do not feed into their strength. Jacoby Brissett, do what you're doing. Don't decide this week you want to just start playing college football and Big 12 the game here. And finally, my 6th and bonus key. Let's have a conversation, you and me. The new era between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers starts Thursday night. There's no Big Ben Roethlisberger anymore. It is time to turn the page on the Steelers being the big brother in this relationship. And I want to beat the living shit out of them. frankly, I want to do a lot worse, but YouTube has some restrictions. So we're going to pocket those right now, but I think we all are saying the same stuff in our head when it comes to Browns Steelers. So join me. F Pitt. F the Steelers. Fuck the Steelers. Let's go Browns.